Hey guys, this is Space from spacesbox.com. I'm talking today because just I've had some interesting things happen today. I walked to I ended up my phone's having issues getting service through you I have I had an iPhone 15 and somehow it disappeared on me, and then I but at the same time, before I had the iPhone 15, my brother was helping with that, and I was walking, and so that's how I paid for the iPhone 15. And then I went to the store place to get food stamps updated. When I was there, the guy said, I asked him if I could get a phone, and I gave him my ID, and he said he'll check, and then when I come back, he just hands me a phone. Well, the phone's the Android Go phone, and then I try to make it work with my with it, and it works most of the time. Then it stops just acting really flaky and just stops working. And then I contact Access, and they're going to work with me. And then they never send me the eSIM. I but I got another phone, an iPhone 12 Max, and it was having. I actually had to send it back, and when I sent it back, they were going to send me an iPhone 15. Anyway, the problem I have is also sex offenders. I think sex offenders are being put as the net that now we're making people sex offenders as a way to make them slaves. I there are a lot of evil fucking people that are sex offenders, and I'm all for making them sex offenders and making sure they never get out and they never have sex with anybody other than people over the age of 20 or 21, and only have sex with people that they care for and love. I don't want them having sex with anybody under the age. I don't want them having sex with kids or anything. Um, I think it's a new way of controlling people, though. When you think you can fucking somebody over, you tell under your breath, you tell somebody, oh, he's a sex offender, or this or that. You use it as a way to control a person, to make the person your slave, or a woman does. If she doesn't, she says, a woman will say, well, he raped me. Well, did he have consensual sex or did he rape you? If he had consensual sex, then he did not rape you. But if you did have it was rape, then it was rape. I'm not saying, you know, there are people who did, and the people who are rapists and child sex offenders or sex offenders should go to jail, and I think they should go to jail, and I am all for that. I am not. I don't believe I am a sex offender. I, but I try to be good to people all my life. I have, voices in my head attacking me, physically, mentally, spiritually attacking me, and I. Donald Trump in my head is attacking me, and I read things on his not his blog, but on the um, the on online saying he had women that were underage, or I don't know if he, it'd be funny if someone came out and they were 15 or 20 years old, 15 years old, and he was 40, and he had sex with them consensually or with consensually, then he would be called a sex offender, wouldn't he not? But if that's the case, then you know some people had sex with their wives, and one was 17 and one was 15, say, and would he be a sex offender? Some people are like that, and they're all sex offenders throughout their lives because they had sex with somebody 2 years younger than them, and they're both teenagers, and they're both at high school. Well, that's wrong. I know somebody like that. I don't know if he's a sex offender or not, but you know, I know a kid that is alive, and it's my niece, and I love her, and I don't know who she is, but I won't say her name or anything. But you know, if it wasn't she came to me and said something about, well, we were thinking about this, maybe abortion, maybe this, maybe that, and when they came to me and they asked me about stuff, I was honest with them, and I gave them my all money I had at the time. I sold my stocks. I took loans out. I did everything I could to make it right. He never paid me back. We broke ties. We're no longer family. I hate the bastard because he doesn't want to give me anything back. He doesn't want to pay me back. Neither does my other brother. But, they're my younger brothers. I love them. They say that we were separate. Our family's separate. Our family is, the originals, and they're not the originals. But I say they're my family. And I love them. I do love them, and I've always been there for them. And I don't. And so, but I met her at my brother's wedding, and she said, "Hey, you never came and visited me. You never were in my life." And I say, "That's complete utter bullshit." I sent her pictures to her Facebook of me being in her life. I went and visited her. I visited her and her brother and her other sister at the time, and I did visit, and I did spend time with them. I went out to Chuck E. Cheese with them. I spent time with him. I spent time with my brother. He still hadn't paid me back, but I went and visited him. So life is different. We all go through tough things in life. I'm currently in the homeless housing. I really hate being in homeless housing. I'm currently disabled. I currently have SSDI. I don't like it. I have problem. Somehow I keep on losing glasses, and glasses cost me anywhere from $75 to $350, and I keep taking a firm and taking loans out to pay for glasses. I don't know if M's are stealing my glasses, or somebody's stealing my glasses, or I just lose them. But I did get some free ones, but money is extremely tight for me. I wish I could get financing. I would love to go to this event. And at the end of the month, I wanted to go to an event in Taiwan. I probably won't be going. And there was another event I wanted to go to, and I wanted to go to Finland, and I would love to go back to my Rotary Club, because I was a stupid little kid when I was 19 years old, or 18 years old when I was old. And I hanged out with, I didn't hang out with the wrong crowd. I just tried to do whatever I wanted to do. When I didn't drink really, I just went to different things, and I said, screw it, I'll go hang out here, go there. And then I went and took trips, and then when I took trips, they got mad at me for taking all these trips. Well, I took a trip to see my sister. She was an exchange student, and I spent time with my family. Well, they told me after that, they got mad at me, and they sent me home because I was traveling too much, and I didn't learn the language. I didn't learn the language because when I was 6 or 7 years old, I lost my mom. But before I lost my mom, I went to this place called Speech and Hearing in Amarillo, Texas. And I tried to learn how to speak. And I might have been dyslexic at the time. I don't know. But because of that, my language skills made it really difficult to learn the language. And I tried to learn Spanish when I went through Spanish, and I tried to learn Swedish the best I could. Jag heter Michael, vad heter du? How mår du? I know some stuff in Swedish. That was a Swedish colony in Finland. It was Olin. When I went through the exchange student program, I didn't know. At one point, they're sending me somewhere, and then they send me to Olin. Olin is a great place. It's a wonderful place during the summer, but during the winter, it's very cold. It's so cold that you may be able to drive from the island to the mainland. But they also had cool things like the Viking line that would take you from. You can go Olin to Helsinki, or you go Olin to Stockholm. I took Olin to Stockholm, and when I went to Stockholm, I would go into the they used to have they had a metro, and the metro was a fun place because it was all painted different ways, and they let people who street graffiti paint the metro, and I go around and see around Stockholm. It was cool. I went there like twice. I didn't go there a lot on my own. I cut class maybe once or twice to do it. I was in high school. I was a sophomore, or I was a junior there. But when I came back to Amarillo and I finished my degree, I did graduate the same year as a senior at Tascosa. Also, I'm one of the few people in my family that actually attended both Amarillo High and Tascosa, because at one point I did go to Tascosa in the morning, and then I went to Amarillo High, and then I went to the Maverick Boys Club to swim. When I swam at Maverick Club, then I'd go home, and at one point I even drove my bike doing all three. And one day I even had a Maverick Tascosa swimming a shirt on. And I went to school in Tuscaloosa, and then I went to Amarillo High, and then I went to Maverick, and then, because that was that week that we were having a competition. Anyway, these are odd notes and things. If you want to help me and support me, please do. If you don't, I'm cool with it. I appreciate you watching and listening to me. I appreciate you being my fans and not being my fans. I'm not perfect. I've sinned through my life. I've also prayed a lot. I pray for God. I pray for Jesus and the Holy Spirit and God. I just recently went back at 48 and got a degree from University of North Texas at Frisco, and yeah, it was an online degree, and I did it all online, and it was tough as shit, and I worked my ass off because my voices were attacking me, and I worked and did it the best I could. One of my voices, a guy named Number Two, what made me goat me, thought he got the degree too because it was so hard. That's how hard the degree was. Anyway, um, anyway, this is my links on uh, the on X. This is the event I'm trying to go to. It's the event I was wanting to at one point go to was Computex. It's from June 2nd through the 5th. I don't think I'm going to be going to it, but I am media and I've been accepted. I need to somehow get there and come back. I knew 3 girls that I actually ate lunch with at the CS booth in Las Vegas at CS 2026. There were 3 girls from Taiwan. They worked the show. They were getting people to come to their show. That's how I met them. And I met some other people. I sent some of the stuff I recently did on the media side and the news media side stuff, so I could be media at CES at this event at Computex. Um, I'm trying to find a flight that would go from I get there on the 1st and leave the 6th. I also want to go back to Olin to the Rotary Club in Olin, Maryhome, and Goodby. They're 2 different. They're about 20 miles apart. Goodby is in the main of Olin, and Maryhome is on the shore. It's where the Viking line used to land at. Also, the there's also land parties I'd love to go to. I'd love to go to different land parties. I did go to the one down in San Diego. There's also a few that I went to along the way in Amarillo. They had CPU. They had uh, the one in Clovis, and the one in Lubbock, and then they had one at the. A friend of mine had one in at the University of Texas A&M, West Texas A&M at the time. Anyway, um, thank you for watching. This is my different ads. Don't have anything ad right now. My links. Please check out my Vegan Works with Michael, my vegan channel. Check out my Cooking with Space, aka Michael Golding. It's my cooking channel. Check out spacesbox.com. Check out Spacesbox charities. I hope you support. On charities, I hope you support. There's Friendship Shelter. That's a charity that's helping me right now. There's also Salvation Army. That's another charity that helped me. There's also Salvation Toys for Tots. There's also Child's Play charity. There's also Toby Keith's charity that helps people there. There's also St. Jude that helps you. Charities help you support. There's just different charities that I want to help and support. VR with Michael is a VR channel, virtual reality. There's Michael Goldie Live. That's my games and media channel. Also, Sim Racing with Michael is my sim racing channel. Check out me Humble Don't check me out Humble Bundles because I don't do anything with Humble Bundles. But Humble Bundles is where they make money for charities through Humble Bundles, and Child's Play is on Humble Bundle, and they make money to them through Humble Bundle. I buy stuff on Humble Bundle, and usually it's great stuff. I bought some of my sim racing games on Humble Bundle. Play 365 KKGO is a country western station. It's on on Sunday nights. You can listen to it. It's a great country western station. Um, you know, um, Simply Amused Man is a friend that does music. I sometimes think he's a lounge lizard, but he's a cool kid. Sortec is a company that was first time, long time sent me something to review, and that was a PCI Express USB device. PC Cooler sent me cooler. Actually, at one point I talked to them and they were supposed to send me a whole machine, and I was supposed to build a machine. And then I didn't know. I asked them about parts and stuff, and they just kind of quit. And then they just sent me a cooler. I put the cooler on my defective machine, and unfortunately, I never was able to test it. Hearts for Cure is my dad's website. My dad was a cardiologist. He was a cardiologist all of his life. He loved medicine. He loved medicine like you could ever believe. He would give up anything for medicine and for taking care of people. This is Spaces Box. Check out all my different links on Spaces Box and all my different things going on Spaces Box. Mostly, check out also, if you go to Spaces Box YouTube, the videos I would want to watch is the Hoobie video about all the million links that, those links that there's a million damn links. I sent it even to the President of the United States. Why? For the freedom of press is there's a million links blocked by these 5 bots. It's kind of funny. I even sent this thing about why Apple somehow is having 50 gigs on these iPhones. And I think it's on Android too, where people are using it to steal information or do something to people who have iPhones or Android phones, and it's in storage. It's not your storage of apps or something. It's just somehow there's extra 50 gigs. This is PayPal donation, and my Patreon membership. This is Patreon membership. This is PayPal donation and links to the January 6th stuff. This is housing. I was stayed in the outgoing from the non-drug rehabilitation and Salvation Army. I was in there going to work. I worked at Best Buy, and after I got finished with Best Buy, I did get a job with Office Depot. I sometimes worked homelessly at Office Depot working. And one day I even came back in the Salvation Army. My friend made me sleep that night because it was a cold winter night. I could have slept and froze to death, but I didn't. And he said he got me in trouble. He got mad at me for sleeping on my stomach, but on a cot. But I didn't die, and I survived. Anyway, also Friendship Shelter. Friendship Shelter is another homeless shelter that I got into recently, a long time ago, about 13, 14 years ago, here in Laguna Beach, and then I got in their housing program. There was Church of Christ Comfort Cafe. It's a great cafe. They have food every two Thursday a month. They help people with feeding people, and they have a little tiny pantry. There's also Salina Catholic Church. I sometimes work there weekly. They feed people also. If you want to look for food or a pantry, church pantry, or you can do findhelp.org and find help that way. You can support Spaces Box or me through donations, through PayPal or Patreon, or physical donations, or mailing me a letter saying, "Hey, you're doing a great job," or Patreon, or anything. I appreciate people giving me a patty day, because sometimes I need pats on my back. Thank you for your help. I do appreciate my family and that supports me in my YouTube family, the people that support me in the Twitch family, people support me in the Kick-Ass family, people that support me in the Instagram family, and the Facebook family. I thank you, appreciate, and thank you. Please subscribe and share my stuff. Currently, I'm locked out at Facebook. I don't know why I'm locked out of Facebook. I'm locked out of Instagram. These are just different URLs. Use your phone to. And this is a picture of me and my dad. He's a veteran. I had a problem with my insurance with USAA. I was just showing that he was the reason I had the insurance. And he was a cardiologist. And it was in nursing room where that was taken. Nursing home in Amarillo, Texas. And this is some pictures of Naruto. I don't know what else is in this folder. And this just shows that I get $1,199 a month from disability. And this is StarTech.com, the gaming thing in the VEX. This was my IP at one point. It's not currently. This is my business card. This is my press badge at CES 2026. This is my D. This is my recent picture my sister took. That's on my michaelgoldie.com. She does a great job of photography. She also does great with C-Class. Please check out charities I hope you support. This is my my X links. This is my Hoobie links.
And this shows the boat, what's actually on the lake right now. This is why I don't think, they say this boat goes around and they say there's no boat service.
This is me again. This is a video of the pantry that sometimes I work at.
Hey, this is Michael Goldie with spacesbox.com.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day, guys. Bye.